All right, this is a short session on 110.3, a continuation with Derek Vigstol and myself, talking about the safety program in 110.3. This focuses on 110.3J, incident investigations. It's important to think about incident investigations just across the board, whether it's before, after. You want to think more about before than after an incident occurs. So hope you enjoy this short session with Derek Vigstol and I. Remember, get your coffee and enjoy. Here with Derek Vigstol. J, incident investigations. This is like, okay, everything went wrong. Now we're into incident investigations. And, I would have made J the very last one, but it's the incident investigation is the very last one, always the last thing, because hopefully you did everything right and you don't have any incidents.
But you're always going to have incidents.
But you're always,
yeah, and even a non-incident could be an incident, right? We use this term called near miss all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like a great example of a place I was teaching at last week. They had an incident where one of the safety manager walked around the corner and found an electrician working within the restricted approach boundary with no shock PPE on at all. And didn't get shocked. Not an injury, not an incident,
right.
Or not something that had to get recorded or anything like that from an OSHA thing, but definitely an incident because it was a near miss. And so we need to do an investigation. And why did that happen? Why could it even, it's like when we were kids, right?
Yeah.
We couldn't get better and we couldn't learn if we didn't study what we did wrong.
That's right.
Right. So scummed up my knee how many countless times, fell out of trees, broken arms, broken bones. Things happened and I've had to reflect on why they happened so I didn't repeat those mistakes.
That's right.
That's why we need to do an incident investigation and not just on the stuff where somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, because even the informational note says electrical incidents include events or occurrences that result in or could have resulted in a fatality, an injury, or damage to health. Incidents that do not result in fatality, injury, or damage to health are commonly referred to as that near miss or close call. Yeah. So I get it. So you basically want to say you should have something that says we need to document it and then share best practices. And it might be that, look, here's the incident that occurred. And I think those are what they call those toolbox talks and stuff, right?
That could be a part of it.
Yeah, you can say, look, here's what happened. Here's the incident. And I like those, especially, I tell people whenever I do any type of 70E stuff, like we'll have examples. I'll say, look, get examples from your own company. Change the names. Keep people, what do they call that?
Anonymous.
I couldn't think of the word anonymous. Keep people anonymous, but explain the scenario and the event so that you can learn and it's firsthand. You can even point to a project and say, look, we had an incident on this project. And you have pictures from the job site to show maybe it was a lookalike equipment. Right? Where you say, oh, we locked and tagged out the wrong one, but we did test and we realized, hey, this is supposed to be off, but it's not. And then you go back and then you explain the one line, you show how you got there. And you can say, look, this is where we made the mistakes. It's fine to make mistakes and it's fine to point them out.
Right.
Because we can learn from them.
Yeah. And just to take that even a step further, and when you share it across, especially like large corporations, you share it across multiple locations.
Yeah.
You might start to develop a trend in your safety culture, right? If the safety program is all about creating that cohesiveness across the company, and you notice, okay, You just had somebody get hit on a motor connection cabinet because they didn't test before they touched.
Yeah.
And then in another region, you got somebody who was close to exposed energized conductors because they weren't respecting the fact that they were exposed and they could possibly make contact with them. And then in another plant, you have somebody who is getting dangerously close or again didn't test before they touch and got shocked or something like that.
Sure.
And so now you can start to develop trends to see, look, we are missing the mark when it comes to shock protection.
Yeah.
We maybe our training has fallen short. Maybe our attitude towards doing energized work is getting in the way. Maybe a long-standing bad habit because we've, our workforce has all been doing this for 40 plus years and now they're training people who with less experience in some of those bad ways.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to rear its ugly head, right? So it helps us as an employer better our electrical safety program overall.
Yeah, I like that. That is so true. So you're investigating, it's evidence, it's in-depth that you can learn throughout your whole organization and change a culture by understanding what you're doing wrong.
Right.
And I think, do you think there's room? It's not in here, but do you think there's room to show and share what you did right?
Oh, yeah.
That's above and beyond.
Yeah. I mean, part of any honest, thorough look at, whether it's yourself, whether it's your company, whether your work practices, it's an inventory, not an autopsy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So take inventory of what things you've been doing, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Double down on the good things.
Yeah.
Cut out the bad stuff, and that's going to help to make that move forward the right way.
Incident investigations. I was nervous about that section, but I feel better now. I like it. Anything else?
I think